We're both wearing warm colors today.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess. So wait, we should like say thanks first. Yeah, FE! I do have it buried somewhere in my shadow function stack. Okay, buried somewhere.
Yeah, we were really overwhelmed by like how many questions you guys gave us, and some of the questions are really interesting too, and we're excited to get into them. So thank you guys so much for like being such an interactive like audience. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I really love that everyone is commenting with their own ideas. And I'm so happy that we got so many questions. Plus, we have more subscribers now, so yay! Oh my god! I can't believe I'm answering questions over the internet. Alright. Okay. How old are you both? No! I'm old! No, I'm 24. And
24 as well, yeah. 25 is kind of coming up for me in a couple months, so kind of scary.
Kind of coming up, whatever. I found out about MBTI because Alex told me about it like 7 years ago. Now you go.
Man, I think I just Googled personality tests a lot. And like, I don't know, maybe that's like egotistical of me, but I just like really enjoyed like taking any sort of personality test, even the really dumb ones, where it was like, which color are you? Or like, you know, those picture ones where it's like, choose a door and it'll tell you about your personality. I just like always enjoyed doing that in high school. So I think eventually through that I just stumbled upon MBTI and realized like it was actually a complex system that I can understand. And I think for that my NI really kind of just, yeah, latched onto it. And so yeah, for me it was like in high school when I found out about MBTI.
Yeah, I think he told me about it maybe like the first year of university when I came home to visit my parents. Yeah, so when you told me about it, first of all, I love those, like, pick a door and it'll tell you your personality. I love those so much. And I think when you told me about MBTI, I thought it was, like, one of those binary, like, random things, like the picture one. Yeah, so I thought, like, you know, there's 4 letters. So I thought it was, like, this kind of really binary thing. And it wasn't, like, that important, but then like you're so persistent. You just told me like more and more about it until I was like, wow, yeah, this actually is so important to my life. Yes. How has it helped you? Oh, okay, like in so many ways. Helps me to understand myself. I think just kind of like is so cool to help me like figure out how I think and see and experience the world versus how other people experience the world. I think one of the most important realizations I had was how fundamentally different the other judging axis is, like dealing with high FE users when we have an argument, when I think, oh my gosh, are they being non-genuine when they're displaying compliments or emotions? And now I'm like, no, it's not really about genuineness, it's just a different way, a different axis, like different.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, pretty much the same reasons. I think it's helped me in my path of personal growth. Like, I think understanding that as an NI Dom, like using SE really helps me out in like a lot of situations. So now I kind of actually actively apply that, and I'm like, okay, I'm too stuck in my NI right now. Let's try to like open up to SE and think about different possibilities you might not have entertained, and just, yeah, and developing my FI a little bit more. I think that's something I kind of consciously did with the knowledge of MBTI. And yeah, just understanding that people think totally differently from me, that has really made me much more accepting, I think. And I think that's helped me, like, just in socializing as well. Yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay, wait, this is actually like such a cute question because I think you told me about it once. So we became friends in high school, but not at first. Because I remember, do you want to tell them the story of like how you talked to me and I was just like, okay, bye.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for some reason, like, I was super shy, like, going into grade 10, oh my gosh, I was, like, so shy, I would not, like, talk to anyone, but for some reason, I kind of thought that, like, I don't know, I was just interested in you, and I was like, oh, she seems nice, like, I feel like we could be friends, So she kind of sat like diagonally in front of me in physics class, and I actually kind of like made the point to like reach out and be like, "Hi, I'm Alex," or I don't know what I said. Maybe you remember actually the specifics of it, but I just like introduced myself, and you kind of just said hi, and then like turned away again. And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, because I was really, really, really shy in high school too. I don't know, didn't realize, but I thought that was so funny. But I don't know, I guess you probably talked to me again, or I talked to you again, and then we became really good friends. Favorite food? So random. See, this is when I told her, like, you ask questions like an INI user. Okay, favorite food, like, I don't know. I'm an SI user. I don't have favorite foods.
I have like so many. Okay, I guess I could say we both recently took a trip to Japan together. So I would have to say my favorite food is sushi, maybe just because of the rarity of it and because you can't really get like that high quality sushi here. And when we were in Japan, like we both kind of had like a better, like a kind of a more upper scale sushi meal, and it was like really good. So I would have to say that was like my favorite food experience ever, probably.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite food experience. Yeah, other than that, maybe chocolate, like Middle Eastern food. I was like, I don't have any favorite foods. Now I have so many. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of stuff. Okay, favorite seasons, probably summer, despite dying of the heat like I am right now.
I would have to say fall. I just like kind of that nice weather when you can like wear a sweater and boots and when all the leaves are changing colors and all that kind of stuff.
Yo, that's such a SE reason. Like, oh yeah, it just feels good, the temperature. And then meanwhile, I'm like, I hate the temperature, but I like summer. I guess I just like it. Like, I like what it means. It means like freedom, and I associate it with like no school and summer love and, you know, all the bikinis. Yeah, so summer. Alright. Okay, how did you find your types? Well, Alex told me my type. No, I'm kidding. I think when you told me about MBTI, I took a test, but I think I read about the types beforehand, and I picked the one that I liked the best, and I took the test in a way to get that answer, and I think I did get that answer. But then, yeah, I guess I just try to be more honest with myself, and then I think you introduced me to cognitive functions, and then I'm like, yeah, and now I think I know I'm an INFP.
Yeah, I think you tested INTP one time when I was visiting you, right? And then, yeah, I think I was having a discussion, and I'm like, I think you might be INFP. So, like, yeah. Anyways, as for me, I think I, like, always tested INTJ pretty much. But then I was still very skeptical about it, and I kind of did lots of research, and eventually I kind of narrowed it down, like, okay, I'm either INTJ or INTP, and I was like, and that was helpful because they have completely opposite cognitive functions, so I'm like, okay, I should be able to figure it out. And then I think it was the TE-TI difference, where it was like, yes, INTJs always like have this kind of logical purpose in mind, while like INTPs can just keep accumulating all this logical information, but with no real like manifestation in the external world. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm definitely more a TEs.
Yeah, makes sense. I think like a couple of weeks ago, you had this like existential crisis where you were like, I'm an ISTJ. What if I'm an ISTJ? I'm like, no, chill out. I think you have NI.
Just worried that like I had this kind of intuitive bias of like, you know, associating like intuition with like intelligence or something like that, and I'm like, or just maybe it's also the INTJ stereotype of like being this mastermind, and I'm like, I don't feel like I'm living up to a mastermind. Maybe I'm an ISTJ.
That's so sad, like not living up to the stereotype. I mean, I don't live up to the stereotype of like an INFP poet who lives in like the wilderness, like, and is a sprite fairy, whatever thing. Yeah, I also have this existential crisis like right now about maybe I'm an ENFP because everyone tells me I'm an ENFP. Who knows? I am open to this concept. All right, and now everyone's gonna be like, oh, if you're open to the concept, you're probably any dumb. All right. Aw, we have nice comments. Okay. If you had to kill someone, okay, I think about this all the time. Yeah, if you if you had to kill someone, how would you do it? Weapon of choice, location, what would you write on the wall with all that blood?
Oh, okay. I was thinking of this. Like, I think it would be fun to do kind of something like, you know, those Saw movies?
It would be fun. And you were like, I don't live up to the mastermind image, and you're like, it'd be so much fun to kill someone. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but just like.
I don't want to be friends anymore.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Yeah, just like designing this kind of like puzzle where you like trap the person in the situation. They have to like figure their way out. And then, yeah, just I think like designing that whole logical kind of thing that.
You are freaking dark, my friend. Oh my god. Okay. Wow, that is like the most NI and FE polar answer I've ever heard in my life. Okay. Any specifics, or you're just like just designing this general?
Yeah, I don't know, no specifics. Just designing something like that, or designing something where maybe it looks like it was an accident or like a suicide or something like that. Just like crafting together the whole puzzle so that like you're just completely like there's no indication of you being in it at all. That would be a fun challenge.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of this question as in if I really did have to do it. Like, it wasn't really a hypothetical. Like, it's just like I was forced to kill someone. I would like, yeah, do a suicide note and use poison because like the least painful poison possible. This is like me living up to the NFP-ness. Least painful poison possible. But then I was thinking, okay, if I was doing it like hypothetically, like in a murder mystery movie kind of situation, it would be like something really dramatic, like something with maybe religious or occult symbolism, like taking out their intestines and like writing with that, or like splaying out their body parts in like the specific pattern or something. I feel like the INFJ audience is gonna be so disturbed by both of our answers right now. No, but remember the poison. We use poison if it was a real situation. Yeah, I think something that would like leave a legacy. You know, like if you do it in this such a unique way that no one else has thought of, then they would be like this blah killer. Oh, you know, I think if I make each of their limbs into an element, like bury one limb, burn one limb, put one limb under the ocean and then freeze one, or like throw it into, I don't know, put it somewhere really high up, then I can be like the elemental killer or something, you know? Something with like some meaning if it was like a movie.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was like a very emblematic of my like SINE or NESI and your like NI. Oh, cool. Okay, if you could change your... Yeah, I guess it's like which MBTI type would you choose if you could choose?
Yeah, I mean, okay, if I had to like, I would probably just want to stay the same just for like out of like easiness, because I think it's just like any MBTI type you are, it probably just like requires a learning curve of like getting to know yourself and knowing what's best for you and stuff like that. But if I just had like a chance to just like test out another personality type for a little while, I would choose ISFP, just because we have the same functions but in kind of a slightly different order. And I would just be really curious to see what it's like to use FI and SE more dominantly, and I feel like I could kind of like take something away from that experience coming back into an INTJ. Plus, I just like love a lot of like ISFP musicians, and I just kind of relate to their lyrics, I think, in a way that I don't with like a lot of others. So it would be really cool to be in that mindset.
Yeah, I think I would also say the same because I like how you had such a logical reason to say the same, but for me it's like, oh, I just like, I'm finally learning to like myself, okay? I want to stay the same. But if I like was forced to choose something, I would like obviously choose ENFP because that would be closest to staying the same. But if I were to be a different type for a week, then I would choose ENTJ because I do want to experience like SE a lot, and I feel like with tertiary SE, like I could experience that, and then like I really like TE. I just like using my TE, but it's just so painful, so I would like love to use it like super efficiently and like finish some of my projects. So I almost picked ESTP because I wanted to try out like FETI, but then I think if I were just to force me choose one for like just only a week, then I want to use this opportunity to finish my projects. Therefore, I need the TE of like the ENTJ plus. Like I could still experience SE. I think they have pretty good SE. Yeah. Oh, this is so much fun. Okay. More questions. What are your Enneagram types? I am 4, wing 3. Tri-type is 4, 7, 1.
I'm 5, wing 4. Tri-type is 5, 9, 4. I think I'm probably more heavily 9 than 4, but yeah, 5, 9, 4, 5, 4, 9, something like that. Self-pres over sexual, because I think that was another question somewhere down, what our variants are.
Oh yeah, I think I'm sexual social. How well do you get along with others of your own types? I would say not well, because I don't really know any INFPs, or I'm not really friends with. I get along really well with ENFPs, and I have some ENFP friends. I think I've met some INFPs, but maybe we're both like so shy together that we don't end up being friends. And I've gone on a few like dates with INFPs, and I was like, nope. Like, why are you even attracted to me? Like, we're so similar.
Yeah, for me, I think it depends. Like, I think there's some people in high school that, like, looking back, I'm like, oh, they might have been INTJ. But I think because, especially when, like, I think maybe it might be common for, like, INTJs to be, like, really shy and socially awkward as teenagers. So I think... and then the only thing that you really see is like that very kind of abrasive TE. So I think like with a lot of like just TJs in general in high school, looking back, I'm like, oh, maybe we like could have been friends, but our TEs were probably just like too abrasive, and like inside our FIs were like suffering from like each other's abrasiveness. But actually like through meetups and stuff, I have met INTJs that I get along with well. I think it's like a very individual thing though. It might have to do potentially with Enneagram as well. Maybe if you have a more similar Enneagram, maybe there's just like more common ground. But yeah, so for INTJs, it depends. But sometimes I think we could maybe rub each other the wrong way, to be honest.
Wow, this is such a huge question. How do you think your type/functions influence the way you guys want to live, want out of life? Career, hobbies, lifestyle, blah, 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 ideal place to live. Okay, so... yeah, I feel like that question needed some internal preparation. Like, I feel like my career choices are pretty FI-NE consistent, because NE as in I wanted to do so many random careers, and even now I kind of resent having to just pick one. I don't know, like, and then with the FP thing, like NFP thing, I've always gravitated towards artsy stuff. Like, right now I edit videos and I write, so it's kind of like NFP thing. Hobbies, yeah, I don't know, writing. Traveling is kind of like NE or SE, so for me I guess it's NE. Hobbies. Well, I guess as a feeler, I like to just socialize. I really like socializing. And just getting myself into, like, different social situations. I like to experience social things that I haven't before. Alright, ideal place to live or lifestyle? Okay, so I guess having SI really low down, I really do not want a routine. Like the idea of like having a routine in a 9 to 5 job, like really upsets me. So I would like to just change it up. Yeah, for place to live, I have lived in a bunch of different cities in the world. I think it was like maybe 5 or 6 cities that I like lived at, not just traveled to. So I like to keep doing that. I definitely don't want to live here in Toronto for the rest of my life.
Okay, I found the question so I can actually answer all the parts of it. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I think for in terms of like the career, I went to school kind of with the intention to get into research eventually, and which I think is kind of like an INTJ stereotypical kind of career option, but now I'm not so sure if I really want to go down that path anymore. So I've actually read some books, some like career books based on MBTI that actually kind of don't really just follow like the stereotypical suggestions, and for INTJs there's actually like a lot of like different things. They don't even stick to the sciences necessarily. They can like go into the arts and like all this kind of stuff. I think it's just anything where I think the thing for INTJs was like independence plus competence or something like that. So anything where you can be fairly independent and competent, and I kind of agree with that in that sense. So that is something that I want out of a career. Hobbies. I've always kind of had like artsy hobbies, so maybe this is like my repressed SE coming out. Like right now I like to do abstract paintings. When I was like in high school I used to like to make jewelry. I play guitar, not like super well, but like I play it well enough that I can like learn how to play songs I like and just play them for myself. I enjoy doing that. Yeah, I don't know, once in a while I enjoy getting out into nature. That's probably also another like SE thing, just like experiencing like the fresh forest air, or like going and swimming in a lake. Those are sensory experiences that I just like really love. And lifestyle wise, this is interesting because I did live in downtown Toronto with Calypso for a little while, and I really did enjoy like the excitement of the city, but then sort of moved to like a suburb, and now I actually really appreciate just the quiet and just having like looking out your window and seeing trees. I kind of enjoy that. So yeah, I don't know, maybe that's like a highly sensitive person thing, but I think it's also common with NI users who have repressed SE that they just can't take a lot of external sensory stimulation. So in terms of lifestyle, I do kind of like a more quiet lifestyle, I think. I do wish I could be one of those people who could just like travel all over and stuff, but it just physically and mentally wears me out, and I have to be kind of very selective of like when and where I want to do that and for how long.
Wow.
Okay, we're probably taking way too long answering this question.
I'm gonna edit it. It's gonna be fine.
Where are you likely to be found? In my room. Right here. If you want to find me, come to my room. I think that's it. I think that is it.
Yeah, me too. Besides that, I would say like meetups is a good way for INTJs to socialize because you know what you're getting into. So I might not be just so spontaneous as to like just go to random events or whatever, but if it's like, oh, okay, there's this like specific purpose of people going together and doing this, and I might attend something like that.
Pet peeves. You have found us talking about this in another video. I'll put a link in the description, I guess. Alright. Thank you, Yapping Warrior. Okay. Oh, so now I got to the Emma's thing, which, yeah. Just how to tell if someone's introverted or extroverted after figuring out all of their cognitive functions, which is hilarious because now I'm like, I don't know if I'm introverted or extroverted because people keep telling me I'm extroverted, but I feel introverted. So it's like, do I go with my feelings or do I go with, INFP will go with their feelings. So, but I have been going with my feelings for like the past 7 years. Okay, so anyway, how to tell if someone's extroverted or introverted? I think that it's super easy to tell when they're a thinker. Like, there's no way you can mix up an INTJ with an ENTJ or an ENTP with an INTP. The differences are stark because I think thinkers, they're not really valuing feeling, social interaction as much. So if you're an introverted thinker, then you're really just not gonna be like exuding all of this. But for introverted and extroverted feelers, it is really hard to tell. Yeah, I'm gonna think about it more while you answer something.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I'm fairly sure I'm an introvert, but I'm also a highly sensitive person, so this can kind of conflate things because I do tend to just shy away from the external world because I can just get overwhelmed. For me, I think like it would be very difficult for me to have a day without like at least a couple hours just to kind of like be by myself. And I think maybe it has to do with your impulses as well. Like, do you tend to think about things first and then kind of like do things externally, or is it the reverse process? Like, do you like to just kind of do things externally and then maybe sit back and reflect on it after? So that might be one way to tell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, but I think she's talking about like other people. So
that's the thing. I don't think you can actually tell if someone's introverted or extroverted unless you talk to them and ask them these questions. Because when you're socializing, like everyone is trying to use their extroverted functions, right? So it's, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Like, INFPs are using NE a lot, so the NE bubbliness is like the first thing you see when you're socializing, and then INFJs are using their FE a lot. Actually, they're like, I read somewhere that INFJs are the most extroverted of introverts, which I'm like, yeah, I think that's probably true. Yeah, because they're firstly using FE to like soak up all the emotional energy of the room. I do think one thing though is that generally extroverts are gonna have more expansive body language, and they tend to like take up, even if they're shy, they tend to be more at ease and like floating out into the environment, whereas introverts tend to have like more introverted body language. And in particular, a lot of introverts I found fiddle with their hands a lot when they talk, including me. Yeah.
That is true. Yeah. Okay, wait. Let me go to her other question as well. Okay, so her other question is, do you think you could talk about auxiliary FETE users and how that seems to make them appear more extroverted at times? Or just maybe how an extroverted auxiliary function can make the person seem extroverted in general. So this, I just wanted to say this is interesting because I think she is, she's INFP, and maybe it's just kind of that we're viewing an extroverted function that's different from our own auxiliary extroverted function. So maybe in that sense it seems more extroverted from an outside perspective. Because I would actually say that like people who have auxiliary NE or SE look way more extroverted to me than people who have auxiliary FE or TE. So maybe it's just that unfamiliarity with that judging kind of thing, and my unfamiliarity with the perceiving extroverted functions that make it seem more extroverted to us. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, for example, like, it's really just the frequency. That's really hard to tell. I don't think it's possible to tell because I think it's just frequency. Like, an ENFJ would be socially commanding kind of like almost all the time, but sometimes an INFJ does it too. Like, sometimes you're like gathering a group together to go to an event, or this situation is dying down, so they gather everyone who's interested to move into another environment. So I've seen INFJs to do that, And then in the escape room video, I talk about how like this INTJ was like when we were stressed out, he's like, okay, you're gonna do this task, you're gonna do this task. He's like delegating via TE, but just the frequency, they do it way less often than like an ENTJ or ENFJ. Alright, moving on. Thank you, Emma. Emma Sophie. Okay. What do you think about doing a series on all of the MBTI functions and the basics? Yes! Okay, this is part of my NI plan! I don't have any NI plans, but this is actually like part of my
This is part of your NE, like, oh, well look at all the possible things we can do with this YouTube channel.
Yeah, it was one of my ideas that I had like a long time ago about INTJ, INFP water, because we're doing all of the beverages, might as well. So like H2O, I was thinking it would just be all the like introductory videos, like, hey guys, did you know that there are 8 cognitive functions, not all like totally binary? But we're thinking about doing that when we reach a certain number of subscribers, probably 500 to 1,000, something like that.
Yeah, just these videos, I think we want them to be very thoroughly made and very informative, so they will take a lot more preparation than like our videos usually take. So we just kind of, yeah, we want to do them, I guess, when we're ready to invest that time into it, so we do it well.
Yeah, and I think, you know, there are so many like basic videos and of varying quality, right? So we want to make them good quality, and we want like a preset audience. So if you have a certain number of subscribers, it makes sense to invest the time to, sounding like a tease, or
That's kind of where I was going with that, but I was like, okay, let me like not exactly say that.
Well, I can get away with saying it because I'm an INFP. No, I don't know. Maybe I also sounded really abrasive, but I guess TE just sounds abrasive. Okay, I guess I didn't say it in an FE way, like, I'm so excited to do these videos. Okay, that's not even, I don't know. Alright. What are your favorite books? I don't know. I like Lolita and Madame Bovary and the Metamorphosis. There's all like so many books that I read during high school. Yeah, I guess I tend to like the books where I think the word choices are amazing and something about the plot kind of speaks to me. So like whenever there's that combination, I will probably like the book.
Yeah, I should have prepared for this one. Okay. Well, I can say that currently I'm really enjoying Haruki Murakami, and I've read, I think, quite a few of his books, maybe not all, but maybe like half or more. And oh, I wish I could have some titles to share with you. Oh my god. There's one that's like a bird. Okay. Maybe like I'll research it afterwards and we'll put the image up in the editing. But one of them is like IQ 84. I enjoyed that one, but there was another one that, yeah, I'll get to afterwards. Okay, so genres of music. So I really like shoegaze. My favorite shoegaze band is Slowdive. I think we've talked about this before, like how we like enjoy music differently. I really like music that has like a lot of different layers that kind of build up upon one another. So these kind of like atmospheric kind of bands, alternative rock bands, kind of do that a lot. Yeah, but I also definitely enjoy like a lot of pop songs, and I think that is like my SE coming out. Like I just enjoy dancing to like various kind of different styles of music that are more upbeat too. So yeah, it depends.
This is my like least favorite question in general because people ask this so much, but I have no idea of music genre. Like I seriously have no idea. I always say like I like music like I like wine. I can't talk about it. I just like it. So it's just like pretty much all music. So I dance to Arabic music a lot. So I definitely like that. And honestly, like I kind of like electronic music too. I definitely like anything that you can dance to at a club. But honestly, I think I like music because of all the experiences I had associating to like particular songs. Like, oh wait, my favorite artist is Lana Del Rey right now. Yeah, I love her songs. But Generally, I can think of like stages in my life that are tied to like these particular songs, and they're totally random. Um, yeah, I'll probably write a text somewhere on the side of the screen, like with the songs that I associate to times in my life. Your favorite artist probably like Nirvana, right? Right. I'm kidding.
Oh man, yeah, okay, I did forget. Yeah, like, okay, besides like shoegaze, I do kind of like 90s alternative rock, and even kind of going back into the 80s a bit, like The Cure and stuff. Um, but yeah, I like Nirvana. I like Hole as well. Um, I guess that brings into the next question, or goes into the next question of if you can bring anyone alive, who would it be? I would bring alive Kurt Cobain. Don't even have to think about that. Yeah. That's fine.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. It's not all about your celebrity crushes, Alex. Think about like helping out the world. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea who would I bring back. Hitler. No, I'm not putting that in. Maybe for Patreon. I just thought of like what would be the worst thing I could say right now. Who would it be? This is such a hard question. I have no idea. Probably wouldn't be a musician. Maybe a filmmaker. Like Hitchcock. I don't know. Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be cool. You know what? This is not my definitive answer. I feel like I have to really think about this. But my answer right now is probably Hitchcock, because I would love to see how he would make a suspense film now with all the technology that we have now. Because back when we didn't have any technology, he would make like some of the best films using kind of like nothing like that we have access to now. And like he kind of developed the vertigo effects, right? So it's just like this one camera technique, but now with so many possibilities of like 3D, CGI, like Steadicam, we have so many possibilities. I wonder what he would do with that, or maybe he'll just shun it all. But I think he made like a 3D movie with like I think one of his films was like 3D, and that was when it was first coming out. So I think he does like to experiment with like new technology. So I'm curious, and I want to watch some good movies. I think a lot of movies we have nowadays are crap. So yeah, that's my answer until I think of a better one.
That's actually cool. I would think it would be cool to bring someone from like maybe the 19th century or something back to life, just to see how they would experience our world through like their perception of like technology in that time, or like social, structures in that time, and just yeah, that would be really interesting.
That's true. Let's bring Tesla back. No, I changed my answer. This is more important than me watching some nice movies. Let's bring Tesla back and fix our problems. I need someone to fix the problem. He'll fix the energy problem probably in like 10 years. It's done. No more global warming. Everything is electric now. Plus, he can work with like Elon Musk and save the universe. Yeah. All right. That was cool. I think that's the last question. Thank you, Jomana. No, probably not.
Okay, wait, let me make sure, because I think...
How have you been acquainted with MBTV? Yes.
Oh, I answered that in the thing, which is...
Oh, yeah, that's true. But yes.
Oh, yeah, someone also asked the thing about favorite comic book villain.
Oh, is it in the comments, right?
Yeah, they like replied to their own comment.
Okay. That sounds like Forever Alone.
Besides that, he said, who would win in a stare battle, INFP or INTJ?
Yeah, okay, INTJ would win in a stare battle because I think just SE can hold, even if it's repressed SE, it can hold better eye contact than NE, which just cannot hold anything.
I would say it just... Okay, see, I would think actually INFP, because I think maybe with SE, we are more aware of like the physical discomfort of like keeping our eyes open. Especially with repressed SE, maybe we like just don't have any tolerance for that, so maybe like your SI can like interpret that in a different way of like, oh yeah, it's uncomfortable, but like it doesn't actually bother me because I'm winning, or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, maybe SE users are more prone to be distracted by their environment, so I can like make a really loud noise over there and then you'll look over there maybe.
Yeah, that is true.
But I guess I was thinking about purely keeping a steady gaze, in which case I would say probably SE, but yeah, I don't know. Depends.
And as for favorite comic book villains, sorry, I have like no idea about comic books in general. Never mind villains, so I can't answer that.
Yeah, I have no idea about comic book villains, especially since he was like, if you pick a obscure one, you will win. Yeah, I don't even know like the famous ones, let alone the obscure ones. Probably like the only one I know of is like Joker, which is like the least obscure comic book villain ever. That's it.